Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Susan Hiller from Hiller Ford, back with another reason to buy your next Ford from Hiller Ford. This month, Hiller is offering 1.9% 66-month FlexBuy financing on all 2023 F-150s. This includes factory bonus cash of $3,000. Now that's a great deal. And just for coming in for a test drive, you get Girl Scout cookies. Stop in today, check out all the great deals, get some cookies, and find out why so many people love to buy from Hiller Ford.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
1 down, 3 more to go.
He's going to launch one anyway, and he drills it. Damian Lillard has not met a defender that can slow him down tonight.
Game 2 of round 1 between the Bucks and Pacers begins tonight at 7 on your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 11:01. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Tuesday, April 23rd. Your top story, working to identify blood in a Milwaukee homicide case.
I'm Jessica Ty. The latest from the Trump trial in New York.
Partly to mostly cloudy today. Scattered afternoon rain and storms are possible. Breezy with a high of 68. Showers ending tonight. Temperatures are going to fall quickly. Breezy conditions with a low of 30 degrees inland. Could be some frost on the ground. Wednesday, we get up to 52 as a high, back into the mid to upper 50s on Thursday. It's 63 degrees in Milwaukee. At 11:02 from the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, an update on the human remains story we've been following here on WTMJ. Maxwell Anderson is waiving his preliminary hearing. Anderson, accused of killing 19-year-old Sade Robinson, is pleading not guilty. An amendment to the criminal complaint says blood evidence found in Anderson's home did not match Robinson's DNA. Anderson remains in jail and is expected back in court in May.
Car crashes in Milwaukee are piling up this week. A crash on 76 in Carmen sends an adult and 2 kids to the hospital. This one happened Monday morning. 2 cars collided, leading to one ramming into a fence and towards a homeowner's front stairs. Sonia Maria Taylor Brooks lives across the street and tells TMJ4 this is a normal occurrence.
It's sad. It's sad that they just don't care.
Did you happen to see or hear the crash at all this morning that happened across?
My husband heard it, and then we came to the door to see what was going on. And it was like, oh, another one.
The driver of the other car left the scene and has yet to be found.
There's no immediate word whether former President Trump will be held in contempt for allegedly violating a gag order in his New York hush money case. ABC's Mark Remillard reports from New York.
Judge Juan Marchand hearing arguments from prosecutors who cited 10 social media posts by Trump that they say violated his gag order. Trump's attorneys, meanwhile, arguing the posts were mere political speech, but Judge Marchand expressing skepticism and frustration with Trump's defense team, who at times struggled to answer the court's questions. At one point, Marchand stated the defense is losing credibility with the court, and that while he'll submit a ruling on the issue later, Trump's defense didn't offer him anything to, quote, hang my hat on.
Remillard joins us live outside the courtroom, coming out at about 11:15.
A bill in Tennessee that would allow teachers to be armed in classrooms is back up for debate today.
The legislative measure sponsored by Republican State Representative Ryan Williams.
Most of the people who were not supportive of the legislation are really not really educated on what the actual bill does.
Many strongly oppose the idea, including Democratic State Representative Sam McKenzie.
I'd say this. If somebody volunteers say, pick me, that is the last person you want with a gun.
Teachers would get 40 hours of gun training and need the approval of their school system and principal to carry a gun in class. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. All the indices comfortably in the green today. The Dow Jones up about 193 points at 38,433. The Nasdaq up 217 points at 15,668. And the S&P 500 up a little over 50 points at 5,061. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite, financial planning at every level. For details, visit AnnexWealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather next. Saudi Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 11:05.
Vince Vitrano for Connect Chiropractic. Dr. Alex and his team have my neck, back, and shoulder feeling so much better. One of my fellow patients, Missy, said she actually went in with a slight limp a year ago. That's now gone. I met Tom in the lobby the other day. Said he came in to Connect Chiro after another doc wasn't helping him feel better. Now he's found his home for chiropractic care. You're invited. Open house Wednesday, April 24th, 6 to 8 p.m. at the office in Wauwatosa. Meet the doc, see the place, and learn how chiropractic care can help you. Go Connect Chiro. That's goconnectchiro.com.
When you see our selection of gently worn brand name girls and women's clothing, you'll love what you find, and you'll love the prices. So low that you won't believe your eyes. At St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, you'll find something cute, maybe a whole new outfit, for so much less. Gently worn brand name clothing at far below retail. You're gonna love it. On Highway 100 at Layton and Greenfield, and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Why is abbreviation such a long word?
That, my friend, is one of life's unanswerable questions.
I mean, you'd think someone could make it shorter.
Oh, you mean like instead of saying buy one, get one, you can just say BOGO.
Yeah, kinda.
Through Monday at Hasselus Mattress, buy a new Sealy Posturepedic, Serta Perfect Sleeper, or Beauty Rest mattress, and we'll give you a free box spring or an equal amount off an adjustable base.
Or, in other words,
BOGO.
Right.
Plus, free next day delivery and employee-free showrooms.
You mean I don't have to deal with pushy salespeople?
No.
So I can try out all the mattresses
solo.
And through Monday, I can
BOGO.
You're a man of few words. I like that.
Buy a new Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, or Serta Perfect Sleeper and get a free box spring or an equal amount off an adjustable base. Now through Monday at Hasselus Mattress. Find a self-service showroom near you or shop online at hasselus.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Bucks look to take a 2-0 series lead over the Pacers tonight in their best-of-7 series. Giannis listed as doubtful on the injury report. Coverage gets underway at 7 o'clock here on WTMJ. Brewers look to bounce back tonight in Game 2 of a 4-game series against the Pirates in Pittsburgh. Hear that game on 94.5 ESPN with coverage beginning at 5:05. And the Packers own 11 total selections in the NFL draft, including number 25 overall in Thursday's first round. GM Brian Gutekunst disarmed with 5 picks in the top 100.
To give up one of those picks to move up, it better be for the kind of player that you just don't feel you're going to have an opportunity to get in most years.
And draft coverage gets underway Thursday night here on WTMJ.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. Traffic not too bad on this Tuesday morning. We like that. The only thing I do want to let you know about in case it's still out there, 4145 South, just a little bit beyond the ramp from Appleton Avenue. The left lane is blocked due to a crash.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Kind of an active weather pattern here developing. Partly to mostly cloudy today. Still pretty nice out right now. Some scattered afternoon rain storms could pop up here on the radar. Breezy conditions with a high of 68 degrees. Showers ending eventually tonight, but temps are really going to drop here. Breezy with a low of 35 near the lake and 30 inland. We're only up into the mid-40s near the lake tomorrow, about 52 inland. And then we'll warm up a little bit on Thursday, 60 degrees your high inland after some AM frost. It's 62 degrees in Milwaukee at 11:09.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
Welcome in. It's the Tuesday edition of Wisconsin's Midday News. We are counting down the hours until Bucks basketball, and I'm sure people in the Deer District are going to be following the radar, right? I mean, you look outside now, you're grabbing lunch at Mecca, everything is feeling great. Just keep an eye on the radar if you are planning to get down and hang out in the Deer District, because you could have some pop-up showers. Temperatures likely going to feel much different after the game than it does going into the game, so be mindful of that as well.
Hopefully, since it's pop-up showers, it'll pop up just a little bit south of the Deer District or north of the district, and the sun will still shine down for our Bucks.
There we go. Game 2 tonight. Looking forward to that. Coverage gets underway at 7 o'clock. It's 11:09 on WTMJ. Some big stories we're following here on a Tuesday.
And now it's time for 3 Big sings on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number one, Baltimore officials are now suing the owners of the ship that hit the Francis Scott Key Bridge. The bridge collapsed, killing 6 people. Here's ABC with the latest.
In a new court filing, lawyers for the city argue the Dolly's owner failed to repair known power problems before the collision, saying even before leaving port, alarms showing inconsistent power supply on the Dolly had sounded, but the Dolly left port anyway. The company has sought to cap its liability at $43 million, but Baltimore leaders argue the liability should not be capped, claiming the company's negligence caused them to destroy the Key Bridge and single-handedly shut down the Port of Baltimore, a source of jobs and revenue for the city.
Well, they have opened up a few channels to get stuff moving, but nowhere near the same level as what it was pre-bridge collapse, and that's causing the rise of certain goods that were, popular, and among that was brought through with on that port area, a very major port in Baltimore.
And somebody at the end of the day is going to have to pay for this because there is a lot of damage, and we'll see if it's indeed the owners of the ship.
Well, 2024 is a re-evaluation year for the City of Milwaukee Assessor's Office. Property owners in the city expect to see a letter in the mail as early as this week. And a spoiler alert here for you. Most property owners likely to see an increase in their property value. Good news, bad news there, right? What about property taxes? That's right where my mind would go. A rise in value doesn't automatically equate to a corresponding increase in property taxes, though it's certainly not uncommon to see an increase in that total as well. State law mandates that property assessments are based on the fair market value of the property. And right now, that's elevated, and it has been going on this way for the last several years. In fact, I saw a recent study. This is more of a nationwide thing, but since 2013, home values have doubled on average around the country, and they're up about 85% here in the state of Wisconsin.
It was interesting when people in Milwaukee got the notice last year that things would be staying put, that they were going to reassess everybody so values would not be changing last year. Didn't know how I felt about that. I do live in the city of Milwaukee. I thought, oh gosh, if you want to sell, that's kind of a bummer because there's a possibility that your evaluation could be higher and then you don't know. But you worry about taxes sometimes too. Here's the thing though, I knew these were hitting mailboxes. So I went to my mailbox last night, realized my husband had the keys for the mailbox, and I didn't, so I couldn't get it. So this morning I said, you got to go down there, and you have to get that piece of mail because I wanted to see it. I knew that some people were starting to get them and that they were pretty high. And ours, I was shocked. I was shocked at the amount. I don't even know if I want to say the amount, but it'll be interesting to see if people feel like their homes are indeed worth the amount that is listed right now. Yeah. It's a big shock for a lot of people.
The tax bills, the next one you're going to be very interested to see.
Mm-hmm. But you can contest if you'd like to.
Sure thing.
Number 3, Mr. Worldwide is coming to Milwaukee.
Fireball. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but I don't care what y'all say. Because as the world turns, y'all boys gonna learn that this shit go right here don't play.
Pitbull's 26 City Party After Dark Tour includes a stop at American Family Insurance Amphitheater here in Milwaukee. Mark your calendars, Pitbull fans. It is Saturday, August 31st. T-Pain is a special guest. Think he's staying in a mansion somewhere in Wisconsin?
Just an Airbnb, right, or something like that. If you've never seen Pitbull, this is highly entertaining. I've seen Pitbull probably more times than I care to admit.
You said 3 times, right?
Well, one was at Summerfest. I think the first time is when the Packers were in the Super Bowl. There was a huge party somewhere in Dallas, and Pitbull and Kesha were among those that were featured artists. So I kind of stumbled into that. And then there was a very random occurrence in South Beach where I was just sort of at a club, and this goes back to a different stage of my life, where it was unannounced, but all of a sudden Pitbull just sort of showed up.
That's
and
wild.
The place went bananas.
I'm sure it did. But it was great.
Oh my gosh.
You weren't leaving that one.
When you aren't expecting it, yeah, if you're at a place and Pitbull shows up, don't leave. That's a good rule for life.
It just does sound like a fun night in the summer in Wisconsin, doesn't it?
Definitely does.
Pitbull.
Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. The latest on the Trump trial with ABC's Mark Remillard coming up. He's outside the courtroom after this.
When you hear it, you know the Steve Miller Band.
I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight.
Friday, October 11th, Miller High Life Theater. On sale now at PabstTheaterGroup.com. For more info and tour dates, visit SteveMillerBand.com.
Hey, Greg Matzik here. I want to tell you about my friends at Palermo celebrating their 60th anniversary. That's right, 60 years of making incredible tasting frozen pizzas. They're still doing it right and still innovating at Palermo's. Part of what I love about them. I love the Screamin' Sicilian. I love the Urban Pie. My wife is a huge fan of the Primo Thin. What seems like Palermo's comes out with something new each and every year. In fact, they're stuffing the crust on that Screamin' Sicilian. They have somehow found a way to make the best tasting frozen pizza even better. Screamin' Sicilian, the stuffed crust. Amazing. Wherever you like to shop, you will find Palermo's. No doubt about that. Festival Foods, Pick and Save, Sendik's, Piggly Wiggly, Woodman's, just to name a few. If you're stopping off at the store tonight, make a run through that frozen food aisle. Find yourself around the frozen pizzas. Grab a few Palermo's, stock up the freezer, put one in the oven tonight. I'm telling you, it's a very easy and satisfying dinner solution. Morning, noon, and night, really. Palermo's has a variety for you, whatever your appetite. That's right, there's a breakfast pizza with Palermo's. Check them out. It's Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Is it time to give your home a new look?
Absolutely.
Get personal care from Adair. Adair Floors and Remodeling has a design team ready to help with all flooring and remodeling needs, including tub to shower conversions. Want to create your dream kitchen, including cabinets? How about the rec room? Adair Floors and Remodeling has been family run in Franklin for over 65 years. For floors and all home remodeling needs, get personal care from Adair. Adair Floors and Remodeling, South 27th Street in Franklin, and online at adairfloors.com.
Well, keep an eye on the forecast here today. Starting off very nice, and temperatures are expected to rise into the 60s. You might see a pop-up storm here at some point in the early afternoon, and then again a greater chance later this evening. And with that comes a cold front. It's going to drop here temperature-wise and be an overnight low of about 30 degrees or so if you're inland. Only up into the low to mid-40s tomorrow. You might see a 50 or so, but chilly temperatures here. We should be back into the low 60s on Thursday. So some raininess, some wetness, some breeziness. Expect all that here in the next 48 hours with a big temperature drop. 62 degrees in Milwaukee at 11:17. Well, lawyers in Donald Trump's criminal trial delivered opening statements on Monday, and we looked up about the noon hour, Jessica, and we saw that things had wrapped up. I was like, wow, that was fast. I don't know if anybody has like a podiatrist appointment today that might cause an early abrupt end to day number 2, but yeah, there was a dental incident in an appointment. It was craziness in the courtroom. This is very on brand with what I thought this trial would end up being.
Hey, you have a dental emergency, you got to get that tooth fixed.
I suppose. You just never know what to expect. I think that's maybe the headliner here for this trial. And with that, we welcome in Mark Remillard from ABC News. Hello, Mark.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. So David Pecker on the stand again today. He was on the stand yesterday. Again today, the former publisher of the National Enquirer. How has he, in your opinion, set the tone here for the early goings of this trial?
Well, I think he's laying the foundation for exactly what prosecutors want. Now, it should be said that Pecker is testifying under subpoena and that he has a non-prosecution agreement with the prosecutors. So this is probably not the friendliest testimony that Trump is going to see from someone that they still appear to be friends, or at least certainly were friends for many years. But what Pecker has been laying here is the foundation of this agreement between Donald Trump, Michael Cohen, his former attorney, and David Pecker to coordinate good stories for Donald Trump, bad stories for his opponents. But I think most significantly, as Pecker said, that he met with Trump and Michael Cohen in Trump Tower in 2015 and made that agreement. Hey, I'll publish good stories about Donald Trump. I'll publish bad stories about his opponents. But I think most significantly here was him agreeing that if I hear anything negative about Donald Trump, then I'll notify Cohen so we can coordinate and kill those stories. This is exactly the kind of scheme that prosecutors are focused on here. Now, they're still going to have to prove, obviously, that that is what occurred here in this case with Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal. They're still going to have to prove that this was specific to the allegations in this case. But what they're laying here is that foundation that there was a coordinated effort and that Donald Trump was aware of it, that this is part of Trump's defense here has been that this was just a line item on a ledger that said it was for legal services that Michael Cohen conducted, but Trump didn't know that that's what these payments were for, to kill this story. So that's part of the defense. But Pecker also saying that he considers Donald Trump the boss and that Donald Trump is meticulous and frugal and aware of what's going on, that he's a micromanager.
What actual evidence is the jury seeing today? Are they looking at National Enquirer headlines and the actual stories?
I haven't heard that they're actually bringing up exhibits like that yet. I think most of this is just the testimony from Pecker at this time. I think Pecker was on the stand only for about an hour or so yesterday. It was pretty short after they did the opening arguments. And then today, most of the morning was taken up by the hearing over whether or not to hold Donald Trump in contempt. We can talk about that in a minute. But basically, Pecker hasn't been on the stand for all that long. So I think at this point, it's mostly about prosecutors laying the relationship or laying the groundwork of the relationship between Pecker and Donald Trump, but also Pecker, Donald Trump, and Michael Cohen, who we know is going to be a key witness in this case, as to this, alleged agreement amongst them to coordinate these good stories for Trump, kill the bad ones against him. And again, the idea being prosecutors are going to have to demonstrate, or what their theory is that this was all meant to help Donald Trump's campaign illegally.
And when you were talking about, what happened beforehand with the judge and the questions over former President Donald Trump's social media posts being in question, has the judge made a decision on that?
No, judge did not make a decision yet, but it seems like he was very skeptical of the defense's arguments that Donald Trump's social media posts were just mere political speech. That's what they were arguing, that these were not meant to influence the jury or meant to influence any witnesses or anything like that. He's just responding to political attacks against him. Well, the judge basically left the hearing saying to the defense, you haven't given me a lot to hang my hat on. So I don't think he was very impressed by those arguments, and we'll have to see once he issues a ruling.
Interesting stuff. We'll be following it here. ABC's Mark Remillard outside the courtroom in New York. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, guys.
11:22 on WTMJ. We'll continue to follow the story throughout the day here on WTMJ.
So when our parents were moving from the farm to town when they retired, all these old pieces had to go somewhere because they were getting a smaller place. So we each got some furniture.
Ben and Arvid Huth from Penny Mustard Furnishings.
There was one piece that still had our grandmother's name on it. It was the delivery ticket, basically. It was on the back of the piece, written with lead pencil. And instead of an address, it just said her name, Boyd, Wisconsin. That was the delivery address.
Back then, that's all you needed for an address.
Yeah.
That was the piece of furniture that all five of us kids wanted. Of all the furniture, that had grandma's name on it.
Today, I tell people that ask me, okay, I bought this piece of heirloom furniture. Is there anything special I should do with it? Flip it over, turn it around, take a magic marker, and write on that thing your name, when you bought this, where you bought it from, why you bought it. That piece will be cherished in your family for centuries to come.
People want to be connected to their ancestors a little bit, and this is one way of doing that.
And the furniture we're building today, 300 years from now, somebody's going to be like, wow, that thing was well built for its time.
PennyMustard.com.
Hey, I want to tell you about something very cool and a way you can be involved, honoring those who dedicate their lives to keeping us safe. WTMJ is highlighting first responders who went above and beyond this past year. It's all through Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service, and it's presented by Waterstone Bank and sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. So here's what you do. You can nominate your first responder. Do it right now at WTMJ.com or through the mobile app. Nomination period is open now through May 10th. Finalists will ultimately be recognized during Hero Week, and that'll be May 20th through the 24th. So help us tell your stories here. Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service. It's presented by Waterstone Bank and sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
All Brewers games are on sale now. Coming up, a weekend showdown with the Yankees, Friday, April 26th through Sunday, the 28th. Start the series with Friday's Hockey Night. Then take home a limited edition Brewers City Connect Tumbler Cup at the game on Saturday, the 27th. Presented by Quick Trip. Don't miss out on a marquee weekend of baseball. Grab your seats at brewers.com/tickets.
Dan, what'd you do this time?
What do you mean?
10% off all closet designs?
I think everyone should have an inspired closet.
That's what I'm saying. So, 10% off. Or they can choose 18 months free financing.
Inspired Closet customers can choose what works best for them.
With our free consultations using our 3D design software, now is the time to calm your closet chaos.
Promotion ends soon. Visit us at InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
A wife and husband team.
Greg Matzik and Jessica Time with you. It's Wisconsin's Midday News on a Tuesday. Are you a rookie Wookie? Jessica, are you by chance a rookie Wookie?
I think I would be considered a rookie in this form, correct?
Do you know what a Wookie is?
A Wookie has to do with, I would say, either Star Trek or Star Wars, and I'm going with Star Wars.
It's Star Wars. He's a space
ding, ding,
monkey.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, that's right. If you're a rookie Wookie, you could be paid $1,000 to watch Star Wars movies. This is pretty cool. So in the spirit of encouraging Americans to get their side hustle on in 2024.
Oh, yeah. All about those side hustles these days.
And in celebration of Star Wars Day, which of course is May 4th.
May the 4th be with you. See, I know that much.
Finance Buzz is looking for someone with absolutely zero Star Wars knowledge. This could be you. You could do this. A first-timer to the Force. Someone who has not watched any of the Star Wars movies in the last 25 years.
See, I would say probably that's me, but I don't know. Maybe at some point decades ago I saw a little bit with my grandpa. Does that count?
Well, you have an application to fill out. You'll have to disclose all that information.
All right.
So what they want you to do here is watch all 9 of the Skywalker Saga movies. In exchange for your 25 hours and 7 minutes of movie watching, Finance Buzz will pay you $1,000 for your efforts. They'll give you $100 to cover the cost of streaming, should it cost you anything for streaming. If you want to buy snacks or even a lightsaber, I think they're game for that as well.
$100 for snacks?
That sound about right? I don't know. Inflation? What do you need for jujubes and Swedish fish?
No, think about it. You go to the movie theater. I mean, box of Sour Patch Kids, it's like $11 these days. You want a medium soda, it seems like it's $9. So that could go pretty quickly.
It seems like a good deal here. So if you're down for this, if you have absolutely zero Star Wars knowledge, and don't fake it, right? You can't fake your way through this. You go to Finance Buzz and fill out an application, and they're due by May 4th at midnight Eastern. If you're a rookie Wookie, you could find yourself with an extra $1,000 as part of a little side hustle here. Sound like fun?
What's blue milk all about?
Blue milk?
Oh, see, I thought you know. It actually matches your shirt. I just pulled it up right now. Well, I was checking this out as far as the $100 for snacks. It says you can get food, blue milk. Blue milk is one of the things that they mention. So I guess at some point Star Wars fans had their own milk.
Okay, so I'm
blue milk.
I think I probably would qualify to be a rookie Wookie. I was back in the original Star Wars days in Return of the Jedi. I think so. I mean, I saw Rogue One, but I am so far behind here. I would have a lot of catching up to do.
I feel like people who are into Star Wars are just so into it.
Yes.
I can't even come close to that. I mean, there's so much passion there, and I appreciate that. It's not something that I've gotten really passionate about, but I appreciate the fact that so many people are so passionate about it.
It's an incredible franchise. There's no doubt about that. Bill's dad would be out. Not a chance he would qualify for this. Good luck, everybody.
I'd try the blue milk.
I'm applying as we speak.
Okay, Aaron. Good.
WTMJ's Eric Billstead here. Do you have achy joints like a bad knee or maybe an elbow that barks at you and you want to get help, but the idea of surgery or steroids makes you cringe? Well, there is another way. QC Kinetics. It's the future of medicine. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. We're talking natural biologics using your body's own power to repair and restore damaged tissue. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkupp. Dr. Scheinkup's a pioneer in this field. 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, and he wants to get you relief with the needle, not a knife. QC Kinetics. They've got 2 locations, one in Greenfield, another in Mequon. Call today to find out how they can help you. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Get your free consultation from QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No, we tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured, so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
It's 11:30. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. Your top story, a wild chase through Kenosha.
I'm Jessica Ty. Rising prices for Wisconsin renters.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Former National Enquirer owner David Pecker back on the stand for direct examination in the hush money criminal trial of Donald Trump. Earlier, the judge heard arguments on whether Trump should be held in contempt of court. ABC's Aaron Katursky has details.
The hearing over whether Trump violated the gag order by posting disparaging things about witnesses, Michael Cohen, Stormy Daniels, has just ended with the judge reserving decision. But the hearing turned tense. At one point, the judge telling Trump's defense attorney Todd Blanche, "You're losing all credibility with the court."
The battle over abortion access heating up. President Biden will be in Tampa today, delivering remarks on reproductive rights. Florida's new 6-week abortion ban goes into effect next week. The CDC issuing a health alert to medical professionals about fake or mishandled Botox injections. 22 people across 11 states have reported harmful reactions after receiving Botox injections. This is ABC News.
Citing at limited WTMJ news time is 11:31. A man from Kenosha is being held in Racine County Jail after a wild chase with police.
Mount Pleasant police initially stopped 31-year-old Lamar Hackett for speeding near Green Bay Road and Biscayne Avenue on Sunday. When they got to the car, officers smelled marijuana and Hackett admitted to having an open bottle of alcohol. He then sped away, crashed the car, and ran off into the woods. Police used a drone and a canine to locate Hackett hiding in a tent and found a bag of drugs, including cocaine and fentanyl. Monday morning, Mount Pleasant police then found a discarded backpack with a stolen firearm and Hackett's ID. He's facing charges for all of this and remains held on $275,000 bail. Wyatt Barmarpooley, WTMJ News.
Rent prices in Wisconsin continue to go up.
Wisconsin saw the 9th greatest increase in median rent prices between March 2023 and March 2024, according to Rent.com. Prices increased by over 6% during that period. The greater Milwaukee area is 10th on Rent.com's list of U.S. metro areas with the fastest rising rents. The highest priced rents in Milwaukee are in the 3rd Ward, with the average price being about $1,900 for a one-bedroom apartment. Julian Johnson, WTMJ News.
Well, watch out for a higher risk of fire. That's what the National Weather Service says Wisconsinites should do. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brian Nisnansky tells WTMJ, even though it's been a wet spring, there are still some high-risk factors.
There's just stuff that is still dormant and dead, especially like on the roadway sides of the highways and stuff that, still is brown because it just died during winter, not necessarily brown because it's been so dry.
Nisnansky says southeastern Wisconsin should only see a moderate risk. It's up in northern Wisconsin where that risk could go too high or very high.
Americans' love affair with coffee shows no signs of cooling off. In fact, new numbers from inside the industry show coffee consumption hitting an all-time high.
The National Coffee Association reports that 67% of American adults have drunk at least one cup in the past day. Back in 2004, under half had done so. But there is international competition brewing. The average U.S. coffee drinker has 2.7 cups per day, compared to Finland's 4 cups per day. In fact, Finnish workers are legally mandated 2 10-minute coffee breaks per shift. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 11:34.
In this seller's market, even homeowners are trying to sell their own home. But more times than not, it doesn't work out like they'd hoped. And while homes like theirs are selling, and selling fast for over asking prices, their homes aren't. So what's your next best strategy? Well, if you're looking to relieve yourself of the stress of selling your own home and still get top dollar while getting the full service benefits that an experienced realtor can give you, then look no further. I'm Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where 3.5 to 3.9% commission assures that you pay less for full service. Only 11% of those trying to sell their own homes actually succeed. And of those that do sell their own home, they sell on average for 26% less than agented properties. This often negates the savings they were hoping to get by doing it on their own. So why do it on your own when you have an experienced realtor that will give you full service at only 3.5 to 3.9% commission? Don't let your home sit while others are selling faster and at potentially better than asking prices. Call Benefit Realty for a highly experienced agent, and you'll pay less for full service.
There are surgeons lining up to be the one to do your joint replacement. But my advice? Exhaust all your options and put off joint replacement as long as you can. Make it your very last resort, because life after joint replacement isn't always what it's cracked up to be. As high as 30% of patients who have undergone joint replacement surgery report unsatisfactory results. And the cost, even with insurance, can be extraordinary. At Rejuvenex, we'll help ease your pain and improve your mobility with FDA-approved pharmacological treatments that precisely target where your pain lives. And by easing your pain and inflammation, we'll help you live a better life. And because we're in network with most major insurance plans, your out-of-pocket expense could be very affordable. Or nothing at all. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Bucks look to take a 2-0 series lead over the Pacers tonight in their best-of-7 series. Giannis listed as doubtful with a calf strain on the team's injury report. Coverage gets underway at 7 o'clock here on WTMJ. Look for the Brewers tonight on 94.5 ESPN. Coverage begins at 5:05. Milwaukee looks to bounce back after a loss to the Pirates in Game 1 of that series last night.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. We do have a couple of disabled vehicles just scattered across the system. The one thing I want to let you know about that could be impacting traffic any minute now, I-94 East, close to Barker Road. I-94 East, close to Barker Road. Expect lane delays, some closures soon due to debris. There's some debris on the road, so they will be having lane closures any minute now.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
While you're navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line, 414-238-9329.
Partly to mostly cloudy today. Scattered afternoon rain is possible. Breezy with a high of 68. Showers should end tonight, but temps are going to fall quickly. Breezy with a low of 30 degrees inland, 35 if you're closer to the water. We struggled to get 50 inland on Wednesday under sunny skies. A little warm up on Thursday with temperatures reaching 60 degrees inland, but expect some AM frost before mostly sunny skies. 62 degrees in Milwaukee at 11:37. Pat McKelvey is the Brewers beat writer at Brewers.com, covering the team in every way, shape, and form. Adam is in Pittsburgh, where we usually need a weather report. You're talking about rain here. It's very uncommon for there not to be rain in the forecast in Pittsburgh, and sometimes it just pops up out of nowhere, Adam. How are we looking today?
Well, I'm in Milwaukee because I still can't fly.
Oh, you can't?
The bubble.
But I think I can, because on Friday during BP, that bubble went away. So without getting into all my medical details again and boring everybody, I think I'll be good. But anyway, I'm not in Pittsburgh, but I do have cocktail party trivia that Pittsburgh is, by days of rain, the rainiest city in America. Rainier than Seattle.
Oh,
really?
I didn't know
Rainier
that.
than Miami. I can't say if it's true. It's like, it's like Bill Maher. I don't know if it's true, but it should be.
Oh.
But
Okay.
I've heard that is true.
All right, what's better, racing pierogies or racing sausages?
Oh, I mean, the sausages are the OGs. The one that is the worst has been discontinued because it was so bad. The racing dental products in Denver.
Oh.
They had like a toothbrush and a tooth and floss. It was horrid.
One tooth with a cavity, one without?
It was like 3 dental products and a tooth, which didn't make sense in itself.
Oh, man. Well, we're winning that one. Okay, Jacob Junis, taken away in an ambulance yesterday after being hit in the neck by a line drive during batting practice. How serious is this?
Yeah, I mean, not funny at all, and serious enough to be, they have the ambulance out on the field and then go. The Brewers did release a statement saying he was responsive, alert. Those are always good things in those situations. We haven't yet got any update today, but they will at the ballpark tonight, and we'll have those details on Brewers.com. But it's really scary. I mean, when we were in Cincinnati on the last road trip, Jonathan India, their good infielder, was hit while he was like kind of doing some fielding drills, somebody pulled a ball and it got around the edge of the cage and it smoked him at a close distance. So equally scary, if not more so, considering the proximity to the batted ball. BP is a really dangerous dance that those players do every day, and they do it so well. And it's so rare that we hear about somebody getting hit, and it's because they're so adept at, being alert and timing all their moves from base to base and their infield drills to work around those batted balls. But this is clearly a scary one, and just continues incredible run of bad luck for the Brewers in terms of fielding a healthy starting rotation.
I was going to say, just when you think you're getting a guy back in Junis who was injured earlier this season, now you got this that could land him on the injured list. Wade Miley is injured. Christian Yelich remains out. The Brewers are still winning, which I think is a credit to how Pat Murphy is managing the team. But, man, every time you turn the page, there's something new and bizarre to talk about from an injury perspective.
Yeah, and kind of scary stuff. Remember, and Trevor McGill fainting the day before the home opener in a picking up his Wi-Fi router, and he went on the injured list with a concussion. Now he came back on this road trip. They have had a really bad run of luck. Pat Murphy, by his count, it's 8 of their top 15 pitchers coming into camp have either been sidelined or are sidelined now. And the most acute issue is the rotation because they've covered this with the bullpen, and the bullpen, and the defense sort of let the game go yesterday. But credit to those bullpen guys for carrying a very heavy early season load. That's difficult to do because just like the starters and even the position players, everybody is still working into the grind of 162. This is early in the season. You like to really be extra careful with guys' workloads. They haven't had that luxury with relievers like Hobie Milner. Yoel Payamps has pitched a lot. Elvis Figueroa. Some of these guys have really pitched a ton, probably more than they would like, but it's been a matter of necessity because so many pitchers are hurt. And look, it's not just on the big league level. Robert Gasser is a left-hander that they got in that Josh Hader trade, who they like. He was sort of maybe the first line of defense in the minors. He's on the IL with bone spurs. Now he's getting close to pitching again at AAA, so that's good. But it's like even some of the backups at AAA that were part of this starting rotation puzzle have gone down, and I know Pat Murphy's very nervous about what that domino effect has been on the bullpen, and they're really going to work hard to keep those relievers healthy because that's a strength of this team.
Game 2 of the series tonight here on 94.5 ESPN. Our coverage gets underway at 5:05. Adam McCalvey, Brewers.com. We check in every week on Tuesday about this time. We appreciate it, Adam. Have a great day.
All right, I'm going to enjoy a couple days in Milwaukee. Thanks, guys.
Sounds good. It's 11:42 on WTMJ. Hey, yesterday we told you the story about Palermo's. They are expanding operations. They opened a facility for production in Jefferson about a year ago. They are now adding to that. A new 200,000 square foot facility opening in West Milwaukee. President Angela Faluca is going to join us on the other side. It's 11:43 on WTMJ.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
One of the best things about being in business for 25 years is having clients recommend AccuNet to their now adult children for help buying their first homes. That's how I connected with Dan and Allison, and let me tell you, they were fast learners. They quickly embraced our most powerful tool for winning offers, Appraisal Wiggle Room. Their first offer was $15,000 over asking and included a provision which AccuNet guaranteed they could afford to make that they would still pay the higher offer price even if the appraised value came in up to $15,000 short. The result? Accepted offer versus several others on the very first try. And by the way, if the appraisal had come in $15,000 short, which it did not, Dan and Allison would have needed exactly $0 extra at the closing table. If you think all mortgage lenders are the same, think again. Go with a multi-generation mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. I want to remind you about all that is new at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. If you've not been there for a while, do yourself a favor and check it out. Right in the heart of downtown Milwaukee off Canal Street. It's just beautiful, all the work they're doing at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. You know about the table games, right? There's 40 of them, 3,000 slot machines. Bingo is still a thing at Potawatomi. Full-service sports betting and a beautiful new sports book that is coming. It'll be opening in May. You want to be there for that. Potawatomi Sportsbook, a new era of sports betting, is right around the corner. Right in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, 12 bars and restaurants. Fantastic food, as a matter of fact. If you're ready to spark something new and light up your senses, you visit Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Just take a walkthrough, see all that's new, grab yourself a bite to eat, maybe a street taco or something like that, maybe a coffee if you're there in the morning or later afternoon hours. Explore more at paysbig.com. For Potawatomi Casino Hotel, it's paysbig.com.
Challenge. Find Siding Unlimited's unique outside-in showroom. It's not easy. 665 Larry Court, Waukesha. You'll need it this Saturday for Siding Unlimited's open house from 8 to 1. Here's a clue. SidingUnlimited.com.
Wait now or wait a little longer. You may have just increased your lifetime income by tens of thousands of dollars. That's how Social Security can work for you. The longer you wait, the more money you may get. Deciding when to start taking your Social Security benefits is one of the most important retirement decisions you'll make. Our team at Drake & Associates can show you the options and help make the right decision for your situation. You spent decades paying in. Optimize what comes out. Drake & Associates can help you squeeze every penny out of your Social Security benefits. Claim your free retirement-ready toolkit that has guides on Social Security. To get our complimentary toolkit, call or text SS to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting SS to 414-409-9982.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
Well, kind of an active weather pattern here developing. Still nice out now with temperatures in the low 60s. Rain could be popping up here sometime in the mid-afternoon, then again perhaps this evening, right around your commute home, maybe later in the dinner hour. And temperatures are going to fall. It's going to be chilly tomorrow, struggling to get to 50 inland. And you're going to see some frost on the ground tomorrow morning when you wake up. Thursday, the sun returns. It should be a nice day as temperatures get into the low 60s, maybe 50s or so if you are closer to the water. 62 degrees in Milwaukee at 11:47. Greg Mansick and Jessica Ty with you. It's Wisconsin's Midday News for a Tuesday. So we told you yesterday about Palermo's Pizza expanding. Wisconsin's hometown pizza is committed to building a new 200,000 square foot facility in West Milwaukee. It'll be about 3 miles or so from its headquarters, which are off Canal Street, just east of American Family Field. It's an amazing story for this incredibly Wisconsin company celebrating its 60th anniversary in 2024. Palermo Villa Inc. President Angela Faluca joining us in studio, Communications Director Rebecca Shimke as well. Angela, this is great news, and it's coming about a year after another facility opened in Jefferson. So talk about the rapid expansion here of Palermo's.
Yeah, it's just been an amazing ride. I mean, for us, we're constantly innovating. Our customer-centric philosophy is just really sparked demand for our products, and it's allowing us to constantly innovate in the industry. We're one of the nation's largest manufacturers of frozen product. So for us, this is really exciting to continue to grow.
So why West Milwaukee? Why that plot of land?
Well, the good news is it's close to our facility. With the innovation that we're looking at, we're constantly innovating as a company. So for us to be close is important to us. We want to support that in every way that we can, and being close to our headquarters is essential.
New production facility means new jobs, and we'd love to hear that here in southeastern Wisconsin. How many jobs are we talking about, and how soon could all of this happen?
Well, we're planning on being done sometime next year. We're in the process of designing the building. It's a design build. So it's a very rapid, as we're designing the interior space, we're also looking at the exterior space. It kind of grew from 135,000 square feet to 200,000 square feet. So, it just kind of shows that this is a pretty fluid situation. So we're hoping to be done sometime mid next year. June or July we'll be done. Probably starting up the facility sometime in August.
So it's coming, right? This is going to be happening soon?
It's coming, yeah.
When did you develop the idea? When did it pop up in your mind that, we need to expand operations, ramp up production a little bit? How far out does this process begin?
Well, I think for us it was fairly quickly. It's always a matter of looking at the industry, and we're kind of foodies. So we're looking at what's going on.
Kind of foodies?
Kind of, putting it lightly. So we're looking at always innovation. And so as we look at that, things come up very quickly. What if we did this? What if we did that? So we're working.
This is a special report from...
Sorry about that.
No.
Go ahead.
This is a special report.
Yeah.
It is a special
It is a very
report.
special
That is
report.
very accurate,
A yummy
Angela.
report.
That was good. I like that background. But for us, it just came up very quickly. I would say within the last 18 months.
That's fantastic, right? And we've talked about your frozen pizzas here, and I just did a commercial about Screamin' Sicilian, and I guess the point is innovation, constantly developing something that's new, understanding what your consumers want. You've partnered with Funky Fresh Spring Rolls, so it's not just frozen pizza, it's frozen food, which you identified earlier. So the demand from the consumers kind of points your direction sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, our team of people, they're always looking at the latest innovations. I know my brother, when he goes to the grocery store, he's always taking pictures of things that are, or sending us articles of the new things that are coming up. Or Nick is constantly in R&D, like, what if we did this? What if we did that? So it's always churning. The ideas are always churning, and we're coming out with them. And, sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. But, for us as a company overall, we've been very successful.
I love that. That makes me want to go into the text. Like, what are some of those pictures that you're getting? Is it a picture of the competition's pizza box? You like something? You got to keep an eye on the competition, too.
It could be competition. It could be they're out to eat and they take a picture of their food. I keep forgetting to take a picture of my food. I was just at Carnivore.
You just want to eat it?
I was just at Carnivore. My daughter's like, well, send me a picture of the food. We're on a date night, my wife and I forget. Giacomo and, my daughter, they would always take pictures of their food. And so that's where some of this innovation comes in.
You have the facility in Jefferson. I know that's a little bit smaller, but 200,000 square feet is significant. The significance of the plant in Jefferson, that certainly has brought jobs to that area. Though it's a smaller facility, It's still critical to that area. But you're finding other ways to increase your footprint here in the state.
Yeah, I think for us, too, it was important for us to design this building not just for what we're going to put in there day one, but really just expand it for future. So we don't have to keep doing it and adding on. It gets very expensive to add on to a space. So it was just a discussion that we had is what if we could do X, Y, Z in addition to what we're doing here? It'd be important for us to, to have that space, up front.
Can you take us back? Because we love family brands here in Wisconsin. And yours is certainly that. Can you take us back 60 plus years ago when your family is over here on the east side trying to save money to kind of start everything?
Well, I wasn't even born yet, but the fact that my father came over and had a dream and just worked hard, as we talk about, he didn't have a plan B. He was just going to make plan A work. So sometimes you have to sacrifice certain things to make that work. Sometimes things didn't go well, but, it's in those times that makes you stronger and makes you better. So it's not that everything was always perfect. It's just you go through those times. And my father being an immigrant with limited education, he didn't have anything else. That's what he needed to do. He needed to provide for his family. He needed to have a better life than what he was having in Sicily. And that's what he taught us. And that's the culture that we have at Palermo's. Everyone is they're really proud of what they do.
I love that. You can tell it. I can feel that, can't you, Greg?
Absolutely. No, there's no question about it. And a great Wisconsin company here. Construction expected to begin here in August of 2024 and wrap up in June of 2025. A 200,000 square foot facility. It started smaller. That's a little bit of breaking news for us. But to your point, you want to be ready for down the road. You want to have enough room. If you, instead of adding on, you've got the space to kind of build within.
Absolutely.
Very cool stuff. Angela Faluca is the president of Palermo's Villa Inc. Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza, is expanding. Congratulations, Angela. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Yeah,
it's 11:54 on WTMJ. News coming up in just a few.
The biggest names in the basketball world.
Dame Dollar. Lillard.
Having fun and honest conversations.
He puts it in the shoe, right? And sets the tone for brothers and sisters and family.
Every week, Thanasis Adetokounmpo sits down with special guests on Thanalysis Show. Presented by Carbless ready-to-drink cocktails.
Fantastic.
Find Thanalysis Show on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And on YouTube by searching Thanalysis Show.
$1. Just $1 over cost, and you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. Our only requirements is we put them on for you. Available at all 5 Griffin stores. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Underdog Fantasy. Have you downloaded the app yet? If you haven't, boy, now's a great time to do it. The Bucks play tonight. Get in on Underdog Fantasy and have yourself some fun while you're watching the game with their pick'em games. Underdog Fantasy. Download the app or register online at underdogfantasy.com. Use the promo code WTMJ, and Underdog Fantasy will match your first deposit up to $100 and offer you a mystery special pick. It's kind of a freebie. That'll get you off and running here if you want to play tonight. Looking at what we have tonight for the Bucks, what do you like here? 29.5 points for Damian Lillard, higher or lower? Well, he had more than that in the first half.
From its crazy music to games to fashion tips, it could be curtains for TikTok if senators keep a measure banning it in the U.S. as part of a bill providing aid to Ukraine and Israel, among other allies. There have been worries from lawmakers and security experts, not only over its addicting videos, but the possibility that the Chinese-owned company could tap into the personal data of some 150 million American users. TikTok says banning it would trample the free speech rights of those users. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
Host of WTMJ's What's on Tap. Weeknights at 6, you're invited to join me for conversations about culture and creativity in Wisconsin and around the world.
Well, for the first time ever, we are serving St. Patrick's Cream Puff.
Discover and rediscover music, theater, film, food, and topics that are unique to our state.
As of today, we've announced that Milwaukee Film will be taking over operation at the Downer.
It's your hour-long escape from the ordinary. What's on Tap on WTMJ and wherever you get your podcasts.
Now we'll tell you about Underdog Fantasy after that little brief timeout. Yes, Underdog Fantasy. Let's start this again, shall we? Underdog Fantasy is a pick'em game. You download the app, you go to underdogfantasy.com and register there. They'll match your first deposit up to $100 and give you a mystery special pick. That's right. You will be off and running with a freebie. We'll call it that at Underdog Fantasy. Looking at the Bucks game tonight, Damian Lillard, 29.5 points. What do you like, higher or lower? What do you like for first quarter points for Brook Lopez? Do you like 3.5, higher or lower? You make your picks. You make your selections. Choose 2 to 5 players from at least 2 different teams. And if you win up to 100 times your money. That's right. It's Underdog Fantasy, promo code WTMJ. It's a blast to play. You can do fantasy games with just a few friends. You can conduct your own drafts or just sort of build your own entry at Underdog Fantasy. Easy, fast, and fun. And yes, it is legal in the state of Wisconsin. Underdog Fantasy, promo code WTMJ. They'll match your first deposit up to $100 and give you that mystery special pick. Must be 18 years or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms do apply. If you're concerned with your play, you call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Get registered today. It's Underdog Fantasy. Download the app. Use the promo code WTMJ.
We find the best way to protect and uphold the reputation of our business is to hire good people and then take care of them. We really do love the people that work for us and we care about what's in their best interest. And what that means to you is this. Who do you really want on your job? Someone who's maybe underpaid or doesn't feel appreciated? Might not have paid vacations or great work benefits? Our folks have all of these things and more. Vito and I make sure they feel appreciated because happy people do happy work. There's a culture we're building here at Semper Fi that brings respect back to a very hard job. And that's why we know that our crews are going to do the kind of work that you expect. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Each day, there's a sliver of time when you can almost breathe freely, and you feel better when you can. But you know that eventually that sliver of time closes, along with your nose. It puts a damper on your day every day. So you pop a pill or you take a spray to try to get that relief back. But it's always short-lived. And all the while in your efforts to give yourself relief, you may be making your nasal breathing problems worse. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and a simple in-office procedure from Advent called balloon sinuplasty could be the fast and convenient answer to your breathing triangle problems. Advent has been a leader in this procedure, which can be hard to find elsewhere. It's simple, there's little to no downtime, and it really can be life-changing.
Go to AdventKnows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. 1 down, 3 more to go.
He's going to launch one anyway, and he drills it. Damian Lillard has not met a defender that can slow him down tonight.
Game 2 of round 1 between the Bucks and Pacers begins tonight at 7 on your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 12 o'clock, it's 64 degrees. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Tuesday, April 23rd. I'm Greg Matzik. Your top story, well, whose blood is it?
I'm Jessica Ty, learning the art of the ejection.
Partly to mostly cloudy today. Scattered afternoon rain is possible. Some storms perhaps. Breezy with a high of 68. Tonight, showers ending. Temperatures are going to drop rather quickly. It'll be breezy with a low of 30 degrees inland. Expect some frost on the ground Wednesday morning. We'll struggle to reach 50 inland on Wednesday, warming up to 62 on Thursday. It's 64 degrees in Milwaukee. At 12:01 from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, an update on the human remains story we've been following on WTMJ. Maxwell Anderson waiving his preliminary hearing, accused of killing 19-year-old Sade Robinson and pleading not guilty. An amendment to the criminal complaint says blood evidence found in Anderson's home did not match Robinson's DNA. Anderson remains in jail, due back in court in May.
The woman accused of beating her roommate to death at the Tachita Correctional Institution enters a not guilty plea. Taylor Sanchez is accused of killing Cindy Schultz Judas in their shared cell last July. Attorneys in the case will meet for a hearing on July 3rd.
Former President Trump in a New York courthouse in his criminal trial while making note of recent protests on college campuses.
Day 2 of testimony in his hush money trial, Trump weighed in on the pro-Palestinian protests at Columbia University.
What's going on at the college level and the colleges, Columbia, NYU, and others, is a disgrace.
And he blamed President Biden.
It's really on Biden. He has the wrong signal. He's got the wrong tone.
Hundreds of demonstrators have been arrested at Columbia alone in recent days. Trump made his comments in the hallway outside the courtroom. He's required to be present every day of his trial, which is expected to last several weeks. Lindy Kenyon, CBS News.
The Senate is set to take up that massive foreign aid bill passed by the House this week, and that could mean a ban on TikTok.
From its crazy music to games to fashion tips, it could be curtains for TikTok if senators keep a measure banning it in the U.S. as part of a bill providing aid to Ukraine and Israel, among other allies. There have been worries from lawmakers and security experts, not only over its addicting videos, but the possibility that the Chinese-owned company could tap into the personal data of some 150 million American users. TikTok says banning it would trample the free speech rights of those users. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
The $95 billion package is expected to pass the Senate and head to the president's desk later this week.
Well, Brewers manager Pat Murphy says he experienced a flashback when he heard why a fellow manager was ejected from a game on Monday.
Well, there you go. And now Aaron's saying I didn't say anything.
Yankees skipper Aaron Boone was thrown out of a game because of something he didn't say.
I did not say anything.
A fan yelled at the umpire, and the ump thought it came from the Yankee dugout. Pat Murphy tells Wisconsin's Morning News the incident reminded him of being a kid.
That Pat Murphy, he's always messing around, and then the teacher then abruptly just turns and assumes that it's me.
Murph admitted the umps have it tough.
They got all people yelling at him.
Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. All the indices in the green today. The Dow currently up 244 points at 38,483. The NASDAQ up 221 points at 15,673. S&P 500 is up today as well to 5,066. That's up about 55.5 points. For sound financial advice from a fee-only fiduciary, it's Annex Wealth Management. Go to annexwealth.com. Click on the Get Started button today.
Sports, traffic, and weather next. Saudi Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:05.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Tired of looking at your home and thinking, man, I have to paint again this year? Look into Rhino Shield ceramic coating. Now until June 21st, get 15% off with 12-month same-as-cash financing. Just visit rhinoshield.wis.com.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend. Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production. Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week, Marcus and his son Chris are joined by former Milwaukee Bucks point guard Brandon Jennings. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Outdoor Living Unlimited turns yards into patios and decks, fire pits, pavers, retaining walls, even screen rooms, outdoor kitchens, and swimming pools. Come see it all at the unique outside-in Gerke's Corner showroom they share with Siding Unlimited at their open house this Saturday from 8 to 1. Bring your ideas, motivation, and questions to the product reps at the open house and meet the Outdoor Living Unlimited team. Check sidingunlimited.com and outdoorlivingunlimited.com and then get to the open house this Saturday from 8 to 1.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes senior living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from Three Pillars resident Lola.
I had seen a lot of retirement places. In a minute I drove into the driveway coming into Three Pillars, I was sold. The grounds are just beautiful. The management are just incredibly kind people. That mood permeates the atmosphere to me, whether it's the staff, the people that serve it in the restaurant, and the residents themselves. It's just a lot of caring, kind people.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All sports desk. The Bucks look to take a 2-0 series lead over the Pacers tonight in their best-of-7 playoff series. Giannis listed as doubtful on the team's injury report. Coverage of tonight's game gets underway at 7 o'clock in WTMJ. Meanwhile, the Brewers look to bounce back tonight in Game 2 of a 4-game series against the Pirates in Pittsburgh. Hear that game on 94.5 ESPN with coverage beginning at 5:05. And the Packers are currently armed with 11 total selections in this week's NFL Draft, including number 25 overall in Thursday's first round. General Manager Brian Gutekunst has 5 picks in the top 100.
To give up one of those picks to move up, it better be for the kind of player that you just don't feel you're going to have an opportunity to get in most years.
And you can hear Night 1 draft coverage Thursday after Wisconsin's afternoon news here on WTMJ.
Checking out your roads with the WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. How about this? The disabled vehicles that were out on the system, gone now. No crashes to report. Drive times are looking good for the most part, except for our construction zones. I-43 southbound Brown Deer Road to downtown. That's a 2-minute delay.
Traffic is sponsored by the all-new Burghardt Sporting Goods.
The all-new Burghardt Sporting Goods, the Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center in New Berlin and Fox Point.
Partly to mostly cloudy today. Chance for rain to pop up, potentially heavy stuff as well. Sometime in the mid to late afternoon, again perhaps this evening. Breezy with a high of 68. They will be spotty showers, however. Showers ending tonight. Temps are going to fall pretty quickly. A low of 30 inland, 35 near the lake. 52 your high on Wednesday under mostly sunny skies. It's 63 degrees in Milwaukee, approaching 12:09.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
Well, the radar looks okay right now. There's a chance of some storms here in the mid-portion of the afternoon, perhaps later tonight. There's some spotty stuff way north here in Wisconsin. I would say north of Oshkosh, but be mindful, it could affect your commute here in some spots. Locally heavy rain is possible here tonight, but behind that, a weird cold front. It's going to be winter-like overnight and into tomorrow, and then we're back into the normal temperatures, I guess, later in the week.
And hopefully it's going to be fierce inside Pfizer Forum tonight for Game 2 for the Bucks in playoffs.
Definitely be hot inside the arena. Not sure about outside the arena, but we know it'll be a great crowd as well. So be mindful of all that if you're headed downtown for tonight's game. It's 12:09. Some big stories we are tracking here as we flip to the noon hour.
It's now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Former President Donald Trump is taking a look at the evidence against him in his hush money trial in New York today. Former exec at the National Enquirer, David Pecker, is back on the stand. They actually had some headlines that were going up that people were looking at, former headlines from the National Enquirer, so that was an interesting note today. ABC's Aaron Katursky is outside of the courtroom.
The judge telling Trump's defense attorney Todd Blanche, "You're losing all credibility with the court," as Blanche struggled to explain some of the social media posts that prosecutors say violated the gag order. Prosecutors said Trump posted 10 times, and they said those posts posed a very real threat to the integrity of judicial proceedings. They disparaged Cohen and Daniels, who prosecutors said Trump could reasonably believe would be testifying at trial.
Later tonight, the Bucks look to take a 2-0 series lead over the Pacers. Giannis is officially listed as doubtful on the team's injury report, but hey, that's better than out.
I know he's doing physical lifting and moving, but today I think he's been on the court 4 days in a row.
Okay, that's good news. That's Bucks coach Doc Rivers, but a reminder for those keeping score at home.
I've used the line, I don't want to use it, about my name. Somebody help him. I'm not a real doctor.
Yeah. He's a doc, but he's not a real doctor. So, to me, you don't play again till Friday after tonight's game. Regardless of what happens tonight, you don't play again till Friday. I would be very surprised to see Giannis on the floor tonight.
Yeah, I would be shocked. I would love it, but I would be shocked. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that's okay, especially after what we saw in Game 1, especially from Dame. He was just on fire. He really stepped up. Tonight's game, by the way, a whiteout. They've got the T-shirts ready on all of the seats, and if you don't want to wear that particular T-shirt, you can wear white yourself. Maybe you've got your own white Buck shirt that you want to wear, go for it, but that's the theme tonight, a whiteout.
Yeah, it should be a great atmosphere inside Pfizer Forum. If the weekend's game was any bit an indication of what is to come, tonight should be a lot of fun at the arena. 7:30, the tip from Pfizer. Our coverage gets underway at 7 o'clock.
This is really cool. Titletown Summer Fun Day Showcase on June 1st will kick off with a free live concert.
I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright, baby. I'ma have the best freaking night of my life, and wherever it takes me, I'm down for the ride, baby. Don't you know I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright.
The free event will take place from 3 to 10 with outdoor fun and activities for all ages offered throughout the day, including some other music performances as well. You've got arts and crafts and interactive games for the families. The BB Rexa concert scheduled to begin at 8:30 p.m. with the show taking place in the Lambeau Field West parking lot. But I think this is really cool because BB Rexa is a big name. A lot of people like her. She's one of those artists, too, that just pops up in so many other songs, so many other artists' songs.
Sure.
But it's a free concert. I mean, how great is that? Concerts can get expensive these days. So you got a free one up at Lambeau, up at Titletown. That's going to be a blast.
Yeah, it kind of caps off a great day at the Titletown area. So this will be an 8:30 show, but events start taking place about 3 o'clock during the day and run through 10 o'clock. So presumably the concert will wrap up by about 10 o'clock. Should be a lot of fun. BB Rexa at Titletown. Free show on June 1st. It's 12:13 on WTMJ.
It's like playing baseball in the house
Mom, Dad broke the window.
without the risk of
Again.
that. Every Thursday at 8:40, play virtual baseball on Wisconsin's Morning News. Step up to the virtual plate and test your mettle against the best.
Swing and a drive to right.
It's virtual baseball, presented by Siding Unlimited. Only played here on WTMJ.
Hey, boaters!
Well, if you have an old boat, new boat, or in between, then Kendor Marine is a great place for you to shop. Because not only do we have all the parts and accessories you need for almost any kind of boat, we also have the expert advice that just about any boater is one day gonna need. I'm Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com. At Kendor Marine, we have everything you need but the water. For over 50 years, boaters have found that to be true. Because when they've needed that old part they thought they'd never find, guess what? They found it here, along with everything else you need to keep your boat out there on the water. This is Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. Whether you're ready to build your dream yard or get out on the water, we get you the right products at the right prices. Like 40-pound bags of Blaine's brand wild bird food, $16.99. All Livingston vegetable and flower seeds, 25% off MSRP. Save $100 on a Hobart 210 MVP MIG welder. And new at Blaine's, get a Farm and Fleet foam kneeling pad, $8.99. Rewards members save an extra buck. We get you outdoors because we get you at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Well, it's a pretty nice day right now with afternoon temperatures. It's supposed to top out about 68, but that's before some rain could be moving into the area. And in that rain will be a cold front, and temperatures are going to fall pretty quickly today into the evening hours. Breezy tonight with a low of 30. A few clouds tomorrow, then mostly sunny with a high of 52, 44 if you're closer to the lake. AM frost on Thursday, then mostly sunny with a high in the low 60s. It's 62 degrees in Milwaukee at 12:16.
Billionaire philanthropist Mackenzie Scott recently donated $640 million to more than 300 nonprofits, and a Milwaukee group is among them. Scott is the ex-wife of Jeff Bezos and a co-founder of Amazon. She's pledged to donate at least half of her wealth to charity. How amazing is that? I See Stars in Milwaukee is benefiting. The nonprofit's sponsorship and events manager Tammy Brings joins us live in the studio to tell us what I See Stars is all about. Good afternoon, Tammy.
Good afternoon.
I See Stars, a technology nonprofit. What do you do? What's the mission?
Yes, thank you so much for having me today. I See Stars is a, as you said, it's a technology immersive training program for non-traditional, underserved adults that are looking for a different path in life. So often they come from hospitality or just different types of jobs, but they have a passion for technology. Maybe college wasn't a career choice or an opportunity for them. So we offer them an opportunity with training of technology, of business, of leadership, and the soft skills needed. And then we also help get them into the workforce.
And this is, coding is one other thing, too, which I know coding has become so big these days. I love the fact, too, that it's a hands-on experience.
Absolutely.
I think people learn so well when it's hands-on.
Yep.
Do you have other Milwaukee companies that are helping, like, you know, the big names that we know who are helping?
Absolutely. So we teach by a project-based methodology. So we have every single cycle a major corporation that comes in as a project sponsor. They bring a real project statement, a real problem, business problem, and write an RFP or a business problem, and we break our cohort or our class into teams, and they compete against each other, solving that by developing the solution. So it may be a new website or a new application or a new solution to a true problem, and many of the organizations have actually implemented it. So currently we're working with Molson Coors. We've worked with Northwestern Mutual. We work with GE Healthcare. We have so many amazing sponsors and organizations that support us that have made us successful along the way.
And I'm sure you also have on your side some people who are very much in the know because it's such a rapidly developing space.
Absolutely.
That you need to be on the forefront of what's new. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So not only do we have our own tech trainers, we rely on those same organizations and their technology leaders to help us by coming in and teaching workshops to our interns as well. So they come in as well through either volunteer hours and teach different applications so that they can continue to expand and grow.
How did Mackenzie Scott learn about your group, Icy Stars?
We've been based in Chicago for 25 years and then in Milwaukee for 5. I wish I could tell you exactly how she got in touch with us because I would be her biggest fan. I'm not aware, but I think it was through our work in the Chicago office, to be honest.
So you don't know the exact reason, but you love it. It doesn't matter.
I do. Yes.
Icy Stars is getting $5 million from Mackenzie Scott. That is a lot of money. How will your group use it?
So much money. We have not set a clear path. Right now, we're still determining how we want to do that. We want to be very frugal with it, obviously. We do know that we're going to continue to expand and strengthen our partnerships with it. We have amazing partnerships with different organizations like Tech-Area that we just started in Milwaukee last year, Milky Way Tech Hub. We want to strengthen that, but we also want to continue to grow and expand our footprint. If that is in different markets beyond Chicago, Milwaukee, and Kansas City, there are feasibility studies in the works right now to expand us through different markets in the United States.
Well, it's such an interesting time because, young adults are faced with that decision. Do I go to college or not? We know it's going to be likely a debt scenario coming out. And, with Wisconsin and Milwaukee kind of becoming a tech hub, which I think is really interesting.
It is.
There's just such a greater demand in that space right now, whether you're college educated or not.
Right. And, college is a great path for a lot of people. Technology, though, moves at such a rapid pace that sometimes a 4-year degree doesn't put you ahead because it is moving so fast. It might sometimes put you 4 years behind. We find that as long as you've got a really solid foundation and you continue to be a lifelong learner, so you're always learning, you're always working towards certifications, and you're always on that cutting edge of the new technology, you're going to stay as competitive as some of the people with those 4-year degrees, as long as you've got the organizations that are willing to take a chance on you.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the real big key.
Speaking of learning, when you learned that your group was getting the money.
Oh, heavens, yeah.
What was your reaction?
Overall, I think at first it was disbelief, and then it was just absolute joy, elation. It brings so much credibility to our organization. It brings so much exposure.
Yes.
It's so much more than just that cash influence, which we're so grateful for that. And again, it's going to allow us to do so much and continue to make an impact on so many more people. And the people that we serve, it really is going to make a huge difference. But just the impact to the community and how we're able to just expose ourselves and broaden our message.
Well, it says a lot about the work that you're doing that Mackenzie Scott would find you, right? I mean, you're a nonprofit. You're competing with others, and a lot of great causes and worthy causes are out there, in this being one of them. But it says a lot about the work you're doing.
Oh, thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Tammy Bring, Sponsorship and Events Manager for the nonprofit Icy Stars, which just got a $5 million donation from billionaire philanthropist Mackenzie Scott. We appreciate you being here today.
1222 on WTMJ.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Spring into savings this month at Heiser Automotive. It's the perfect time to upgrade into a new or used vehicle, and just in time to enjoy the warmer weather. Your satisfaction is our #1 priority. Our team will assist throughout the process to help you make the best decision. Plus, as an added thank you, you'll receive our exclusive Safe and Sound program. This includes the vehicle exchange program, roadside assistance for life, and much more. See all details at Heiser.com. At Heiser, today's your day.
See dealer for complete details.
I wanna fly like an eagle to the sea.
Well, all week long we are qualifying folks to potentially win a pair of Steve Miller Band tickets, right? I've seen Steve Miller Band several times. Used to be a staple at Wisconsin State Fair, and it's always a great show. And you know all the songs, right? Kind of one of those deals. There was not
just classic.
Right. I mean, there was not a mixtape that I did not make for a girl when I was in middle school or high school that did not have the Joker on it. It just did. Everything had to have the Joker on it.
Is there still a woman around who would hear this right now and go, oh my gosh, Greg made me a tape?
I'm sure that tape does not exist anymore, but perhaps it was overplayed. Who knows?
I don't know. I saved some of mine.
There you go. Well, Steve Miller Band is coming. It's part of his Joker 50th anniversary tour, believe it or not, very appropriately titled. It's a great tour. It begins in May. And yes, there is, of course, a stop in Wisconsin. So we're qualifying folks all during this week to win a pair of tickets. So we'll qualify caller number 6 today. We'll do caller number 6 at 855-616-1620. Again, you're qualifying for a chance to win 2 tickets to the Steve Miller Band show. It's October 10th at the Miller High Life Theater. So we'll qualify, let's see, we'll do 2 tomorrow and then 1 on Friday. How's that? 'Cause we don't have a game, or excuse me, don't have a show on Thursday because of the Brewers game. So caller number 6 to 855-616-1620. We'll set you up here with a chance to win tickets. And for those keeping score at home, the 4th European Seagull Screeching Championships have taken place in Belgium. Boy, what a big event it was.
9-year-old Cooper from Chesterfield in northern England came first in the juvenile category. Judges praised his ability to imitate not just the sounds, but the body language of seagulls. The overall gold medal went to a Portuguese scientist, with a Dutch and a Belgian entrant placing 2nd and 3rd. Organizers hope the contest creates a little more respect and affection for a species too often described as rats with wings. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
Yeah, so that was a human that made the noise at the start. Did you catch it?
9-year-old.
Yeah, that was a human noise.
Oh, we caught it.
Yeah.
You're like, what is that? To me, it sounded like a puppy crying.
It didn't sound human. No, put it that way. But I guess that's what allows you to win a competition like this.
I guess that's a talent.
It's the European Seagull Screeching Championships. If you missed it, it was in Belgium. Boy, you missed out on your great opportunity to be a part of that this April, early this month. You'll have to make arrangements for next year.
What do they describe it, like flying rats?
Yeah. Sky rats, those are ski gulls, I think, but same idea.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, no good. Congratulations to the 9-year-old. It's 12:27 on WTMJ. News coming up in just a minute.
Susan Hiller from Hiller Ford here with news for anyone thinking about buying a new Ford in the near future. You may want to make the move right now because Hiller Ford has some exceptional deals this month. Hiller is now offering 0% financing on all remaining 2023 Ford Bronco Sports, Explorers, Mustang Mach-E's, and 2024 Edges. This is a great time to buy from Hiller Ford. Stop in today, check out all the money-saving deals, and find out why so many people love to buy from Hiller Ford.
You're gonna love it all when you shop at St. Vincent de Paul. Old things, new things here for you. We're always changing, we're always new. So many friendly people, smiles from wall to wall. You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul. You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
There are approximately 678,000 current or former employees, retirees, and beneficiaries of the Wisconsin retirement system, covering state and local government employees, including local police, firefighters, and publicly employed teachers. Join Annex Wealth Management and WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for a special webinar, Understand Your WRS Potential, Tuesday, April 30th, 4 p.m. What does your most recent statement mean? What might you be missing? This free webinar is designed to answer your questions. Register at annexwealth.com/events.
Susan Hiller from Hiller Ford, back with another reason to buy your next Ford from Hiller Ford. This month, Hiller is offering 1.9% 66-month FlexBuy financing on all 2023 F-150s. This includes factory bonus cash of $3,000. Now that's a great deal. And just for coming in for a test drive, you get Girl Scout cookies. Stop in today, check out all the great deals, get some cookies, and find out why so many people love to buy from Hiller Ford.
I'm Sandy Max, host of WTMJ's What's on Tap. Weeknights at 6, you're invited to join me for conversations about culture and creativity in Wisconsin and around the world.
Well, for the first time ever, we are serving St. Patrick's Cream Puff.
Discover and rediscover music, theater, film, food, and topics that are unique to our state.
As of today, we've announced that Milwaukee Film will be taking over operation at the Downer.
It's your hour-long escape from the ordinary. What's on Tap on WTMJ and wherever you get your podcasts.
The Political Power Hour with Steve Scafidi.
Is politics going to be stupid this year?
Hearing from political experts from across Wisconsin and beyond.
You know, you say that, and I think it's actually going to be deadly serious. There could be stupid things involved in it.
People could argue that what we're seeing now is stupid, but they are really trying to reach a different demographic of voters who may have never gone to the polls before, and what is stupid to some may actually work for others.
Weekdays from 9 to 10 on WTMJ.
It's 12:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. Your top story, allegations of mistreatment at a Cedarburg farm.
I'm Jessica Ty, a not guilty plea in Fond du Lac County.
It's 62 degrees in Milwaukee at 12:30.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Ahead of testimony today in the hush money trial of Donald Trump, a judge held a hearing on whether Trump violated a gag order by attacking witnesses, including Michael Cohen, verbally. ABC's Aaron Katursky has more.
The defendant violated this order repeatedly and hasn't stopped, prosecutors said. And they added that he did it again on camera during remarks in the courthouse hallway when he called Cohen a liar. The defense said there was no willful violation of the judge's order, but prosecutors suggested Trump is almost goading the judge into throwing him in jail over this. So far, prosecutors are asking for a fine.
The judge will rule later. It's primary day in Pennsylvania. Presidential candidates Joe Biden and Donald Trump are expected to win their party's nominations. The Justice Department has reached a $139 million settlement in the civil suit involving more than 100 victims in the Larry Nassar sex abuse investigation, including former Olympic gymnasts. This is ABC News.
Siding Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:31. An animal rescue in Cedarburg faces allegations of mistreatment at their facility. TMJ4's Andrea Albers.
Ozaukee County Sheriff's detectives made an unannounced visit to Autumn Farm Sanctuary in February, where they found evidence of negligence. Rehoming some of the larger farm animals was a directive given to owners by a veterinarian who arrived with the sheriff's office and authored a report listing a lack of fresh water, empty feed bins, wounded animals, and filthy living conditions.
One charge of animal mistreatment against Autumn Farms has been pending since March 1st.
The woman accused of beating her roommate to death at the Tachita Correctional Institution enters a not guilty plea. Taylor Sanchez is accused of killing Cindy Schultz Judas in their shared cell last July. Attorneys in the case will meet for a hearing on July 3rd.
Car crashes beginning to pile up this week in Milwaukee as another crash on 76th and Carmen Avenue sends an adult and two children to the hospital. TMJ4 reports police are investigating the crash that happened about 6 a.m. Tuesday, where cars collided, leading to one ramming into a fence, then toward a resident's front stairs. Sonia Maria Taylor Brooks lives across the street and tells TMJ4 it's a normal occurrence.
It's sad. It's sad that they just don't care.
Did you happen to see or hear the crash at all this morning that happened across?
My husband heard it, and then we came to the door to see what was going on. And it was like, oh, another one.
And the driver of the other vehicle fled the scene and has yet to be found.
Although rents are rising in Wisconsin, they're still below the national average. Our partners at the Milwaukee Business Journal report the average rent in Wisconsin is about $1,600. Prices have gone up in every U.S. region but the West in the past year. The greater Milwaukee area is 10th on a Rent.com list of metro areas with the fastest rising rents.
Real work job training before graduation. That's what Project Search gives to high school seniors with disabilities.
There are 30 programs in Wisconsin, including one at Mitchell International Airport for NPS students. 2018 alumni and airport gift shop employee Jordan Wagner tells WTMJ.
I was one of the first Project Search interns. The most important thing is to get the experience.
General manager at the airport, Yahona Pritchard, tells WTMJ.
The Project Search interns have been an integral piece of our puzzle here at the Milwaukee Airport, especially after the pandemic. The acceptance and the inclusiveness and the culture that we've created, there's no way that we would have been able to do all of this without Project Search.
Julian Johnson, WTMJ News.
Over 70% of program participants are employed within 9 months of graduation.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Sounding Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:34.
Celebrate the music of a true Hollywood legend when the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra presents Movie Music of John Williams, May 3rd through the 5th at the Bradley Symphony Center. Tickets are selling fast, so don't wait another minute to reserve your seats now by calling 414-291-7605 or visiting MSO.org. Music director Ken David Mazur will lead the MSO in a wide variety of John Williams' best-loved scores, from his anthems for the Olympics and NBC Sports to so many of those blockbusters that just wouldn't be the same without his music. Jaws, Star Wars, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and so many others. Don't miss this opportunity to experience the movie music of John Williams played live and in a former movie palace. Visit MSO.org for tickets or call the box office now at 414-291-7605.
I like to be active, and as you get older, I know it because I am older. You're more prone to injury, and I could not get rid of the pain.
QC Kinetics patient Diane Richardson talking about how a hiking injury left her in awful pain.
No one wants to live in pain. I certainly don't want to live in pain. I don't have time for pain.
Diane had heard about regenerative medicine, so she called QC Kinetics and started treatment right away. And the results were incredible.
I couldn't believe it. I honestly was skeptical, but the pain went from a 10 to a 0.
QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in using natural biologics, healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. There's no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime.
The result was phenomenal. I mean, I was not feeling any pain. I'm able to do everything that I want to do.
If you have pain from arthritis or injury, this may be the solution you're looking for. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
It was a game changer.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Eager to remodel your kitchen, bath, or rec room? This is Rob Adair, and we're ready with a personal redesign for you. Adair Floors and Remodeling in Franklin. Give us a call and get personal care from Adair. 761-3660. AdairFloors.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. It's the Bucks and Pacers tonight from Fiserv Forum. Bucks looking to take a 2-0 series lead in this best-of-7 playoff series. Giannis listed as doubtful tonight on the injury report. Coverage of tonight's game gets underway at 7 o'clock in WTMJ. And the Brewers look to bounce back tonight in Game 2 of a 4-game series against the Pirates in Pittsburgh. Hear the game on 94.5 ESPN. Coverage begins at 5:05.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. On this Tuesday afternoon, the roads, for the most part, at this point, are looking good. Our one slow spot is the construction zone. That is always a problem weekdays. I-43 southbound, Brown Deer Road to downtown. That's currently a 2-minute delay.
Well, clouds will be on the increase eventually. There is some rain, but it's north of Oshkosh, just sort of popping into the radar right now. Southeastern Wisconsin, pretty clear. That could change, however, over the next several hours. Breezy conditions with a high of 68. If the rain comes, a cold front will be behind it. Temps are going to fall quickly. Breezy conditions tonight, a low of 30 degrees inland. Some AM clouds, then mostly sunny, cool, and breezy on Wednesday with a high of about 52 degrees. It is 62 degrees in Milwaukee at 12:37.
It's all good.
You know how tough it can be to get a kid to get a shot in the doctor's office? Or what about trimming a toddler's toenails at home? Imagine if you had the responsibility of trimming a giraffe's toenails or getting a mouth x-ray for an orangutan. That's what the animal care department at the Racine Zoo has to do, and they're looking for some help right now. The executive director of the Racine Zoo, Beth Heidorn, joins us live in the studio, along with the new conservation and education manager, Abby Flores. And for all of those streaming us right now, you also brought a turtle. Who's this?
This is Carl. He is our box turtle, one of our 3 that we have at the zoo. He's in his early 20s, really cute guy, always got a smile on his face.
Carl does look like he's smiling. In his early 20s, I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah, early 20s. They can live for quite a long time. A lot of times we talk about like turtles and tortoises being really fun pets, but they are long-lived. Some can live up into their 50s or even into their 100s. So it's always good to choose your pets very wisely and do your research ahead of time.
Can I give you some inside information? Greg Matzik is so excited about holding Carl.
I want to hold the turtle.
This turtle.
I just washed my hands. I still have my paper towel here. Like I'm like a surgeon here. I haven't touched anything.
I know. I was like, I will stretch this intro. You go wash those hands. And here he goes. For all of those streaming right now, he is going to meet Carl.
All right, so you can go ahead and touch the back of his shell there.
Okay.
So turtles can actually
turtle.
feel the back of their shell. Their spine's attached to it. So what's really cool about them is they can feel everything, including the back. Yeah.
Is he nervous?
He's actually acting pretty normal right now. He likes to do this little swimming motion that's pretty normal for him. We do monitor our animals' behavior all the time to make sure that they are feeling as comfortable as possible.
Do box turtles have a hinge that closes their shell, makes it almost impossible to open? I was reading about that. Is that true?
That is true. So on the underside, I can't like tip him up, but you can kind of look. There is a hinge underneath there.
Oh, he is a boy turtle.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a hinge underneath there that can close, and they'll do that if they're feeling really nervous. If he were to do that here, that would be a sign that he's feeling stressed out, but he is out and active, so he is all good to
relaxed. I love that we're relaxing Carl. Okay, that's great.
He's a good boy.
Keeping animals at the zoo healthy is critical. At the Racine Zoo, the animals themselves are part of their own health care. How has your team trained the animals to be a part of the process?
Yeah, so our best thing, we've got wonderful animal care staff. So they want to make sure that the animals we don't have to put them down or sedate them in order to do a natural procedure that we would need to do. So with our orangutan, we'll talk about Max for a second. So he's able to get a blood pressure. You know, like you put your arm through and you can get a blood pressure test at a pharmacy. He does that for us. So he'll put his arm through a blood cuff, is what we call it, a blood pressure cuff, and he'll get some sweet sugar water or something like that. So he doesn't really realize that they're taking his blood pressure. Very calm, does it, and then that way we don't have to sedate him to know that information. He's also the one where we were able to train again. It takes a long time. We can't just say it and it happens tomorrow.
Sure.
This is, over and over again, and we try to use their natural behaviors as well, so that would help us make that connection. So for his tooth, he wasn't really eating very well. So you kind of know when animals don't eat all their food that there might be something wrong. So they were able to train him to get an x-ray of his mouth. So the animal care staff, the primary primate keeper, was standing outside giving him treats. The vet was on one side, the assistant was on the other. They put the x-ray thing up and was able to get it so they could see within his mouth that there was a problem with a tooth. So those are just some of the ways we've been able to have them help us.
It's so fascinating that the animals are helping. They don't even realize it, but the animal is helping get its own x-ray of its mouth. I find that fascinating.
There's actually studies that have been done that show that animals that participate in their own health care show lower cortisol levels, which is a stress hormone. So it's actually better to have them trained to help with things like x-rays or blood draws or getting their blood pressure taken because they're less stressed doing it. It's equivalent to us saying to like a toddler, oh, it's going to be a little poke. The animals don't speak English, unfortunately. So training them that it's a normal, easy thing is actually better for their stress levels.
And the toenail trims, too. When you're talking about the giraffes and the zebras, I mean, big animals like that, they're helping, too?
Exactly. So we don't really want to put any animal down to just be able to trim a hoof. So the animal care staff has trained them to step up with a foot, one of their feet, at a time, to put it on this, like a little bench is kind of what it looks like to me. And then they would take it down, and then they would reward them. And then they would put it up and take it down. And then they'll put it up, and then they'll touch their toes. the toenail part so that they can know that that's really what's going to happen. And this can be weeks to months of training them. So now they put their foot up and the staff is able to trim it, not like a our nail trimmer, but like a file, and it works great. So they are able to do that for both of our Maasai giraffes and our 2 Hartman's Mountain zebras. So we've got training panels so that they're comfortable there, and then they get rewarded for that behavior, and they are healthy. We are happy, and no one had to get put down.
We are really blessed in the state of Wisconsin. There are so many great zoos, right? I mean, really, there are. They're fantastic, and they're also well taken care of. But the animals have to be in a position to thrive as well, which I know can be a challenge. How can people help? How can people help the Racine Zoo? Because you do want it to be a thriving zoo where the animals are also thriving.
Yeah, so we're one of 5 accredited zoos within the state, and accredited by AZA, the Association for Zoos and Aquariums. So we adhere to the highest gold standard of all animal care. So what we want people to do is we have our spring fundraiser called All In for the Animals, and every dollar raised goes right back into the Racine Zoo. We reinvest in ourselves every day. We have people that are giving us $5. We have people that give us $5,000, and because it costs a lot, think about what it costs you to feed your household. Well, we have 77 species and 300 individual creatures, so our food budget is high, and we have the best vet care for our animals, and so that is an expense as well. And it's all a labor of love. We are a nonprofit zoo. We've got a couple of funders that are doing some matching gifts for us. So you can go right online. There's a donation button when you can read all about the different animals at the Racine Zoo under All In for the Animals. We're highlighting 4 of those at the moment: our orangutans, Thong, our new sun bear, Segway, our armadillo, and our cats. So you can go in there and read about them and why they need help, and every dollar given stays right at the zoo for their care.
Every single dollar stays right at the Racine Zoo, a nonprofit. If you'd like to help, you can text the word zoo to 855-616-1620. Once again, text the word zoo to 855-616-1620, and we'll send you a link with the info. $50. I was researching this. $50 feeds both links for 2 weeks.
Yep.
$75 feeds the bald eagle for 4 days. And then you have some other levels as well, feeding the kangaroos, feeding the giraffes. Right. They all need those meals every day.
They all need them, and they are all diverse. Every animal has its own nutritional needs, and every animal has its own diets. So if we find maybe an animal like our rhinos were starting to be deficient in a vitamin D, so now they've redone the food, and it's given them more nutrients. So we are checking our animals every day, just like you take a multivitamin to make sure that you've got all the right nutrition. We do that for our animals with every individual diet that they have.
What are the giraffes eating? $150 feeds both giraffes for a week. And keep in mind, as I'm reading this, you don't have to, if you don't have $150 to give, we completely understand. $5, $10, it all adds up. Once again, you can text the word zoo to 855-616-1620. What are the giraffes and kangaroos eating over there?
Well, our giraffes are eating hay, and they're eating browse, so leaves from trees that give them a different kind of nutrition. I think that's what we've got going on for them.
Yeah, some romaine too.
Romaine, they like lettuce every once in a while, so different aspects
Sweet
there.
potatoes, if they get an extra special treat, that's
Sounds
dessert.
nice.
They do,
Yeah.
exactly. In fact, one of our tortoises loves sweet potatoes, and we have a zoo member who brings a can of sweet potatoes every week for our particular tortoise, so he can thrive. And our kangaroos are everything from grains to, it takes a village, and we have lettuce to high-end meats for our cats.
I love it. The Racine Zoo, such a fantastic spot. Beth Heidorn, as always, so great to see you. Abby Flora, so nice to meet you.
Nice
Thanks
to
so
meet
much
you
for
too.
coming on, and we got to
Bye,
give a shout
Carl.
out to Carl.
He did great. First interview. He did wonderful.
I know. Look at him go.
Yeah. He put on a show over there.
It's 12:47 on Wisconsin's Midday News.
I'll say it again. Our mission is to protect and uphold our reputation. And what that means is wherever we go, we make it better for those in need of our services and the great people we have working with us. Our reputation matters. It matters to us, and it should matter to you. We believe that operating with integrity will set us apart from our competitors, and that this attracts people to us that share these same values. I say this because I want you to know when you work with Semper Fi, character counts. It's why you can count on the industry's hands-down best lifetime workmanship warranty that now includes free annual inspections. And it's why we always have one project manager per job, which is absolutely not the industry standard. When you're paying for a brand new roof to go on what's likely the biggest investment you have, you want it done right, and you want to be able to count on the people doing it. This is Brad Youngwith with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
Keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Hey, get out of the house and do so with authority. Greg Matzik here for the Outdoor Authorities, Siding Unlimited and Outdoor Living Unlimited. Make your yard into a living space. They share the same unique outside-in showroom near Gerke's Corners in Brookfield. You stop in to Siding Unlimited, well, you're also stopping into Outdoor Living Unlimited. Yep, all right there in Brookfield. And when you stop in, you'll see some of their products on display. You'll get a good idea for how they'll look if installed at your place. Doors, roofing products, windows, decks, pergolas, you name it, Siding Unlimited handles it all. And Outdoor Living Unlimited, screen rooms, retaining walls, fire pits, pavers, outdoor kitchens. I'm telling you, the best in the business. They've done a number of projects for us over the years, and always to a T. And the exact design that we had talked about. It's Siding Unlimited and Outdoor Living Unlimited. Get fired up for warmer weather and warmer days ahead with a visit to their showroom this weekend. They've got an open house on April 27th from 8 to 1. Stop in and see what's up at Siding Unlimited and Outdoor Living Unlimited. Bring some pictures, bring some ideas, and connect with the folks who do
game room while you finish up your all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet. The Mine Shaft is super affordable and very family-friendly. The Wednesday and Friday fish fry is now just $4.99. That's a crazy low price, $4.99. Stop today for the Tuesday all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet for $9.99. Desserts are always buy one, get one free. Come early today. From 2 till 5, cocktails, beers, and appetizers are half price. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mine Shaft. No reservations needed. Just walk on in. MineshaftRestaurant.com.
Tech Tuesday on Wisconsin's Midday News. Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty. Our time to check in with ABC's Mike Dabuski. Always on the cutting edge of interesting things happening in the world of tech. So, Mike, we know all about Siri and Alexa. Now we got to get used to Llama 3. What is this all about?
Right. So this is the latest large language model from Meta, the company that makes Facebook and Instagram and others. And this is an AI engine, essentially. So OpenAI makes a program called GPT-4. That's the engine that underpins ChatGPT. So that's kind of how to structure this in your mind. Meta has this AI engine. They're calling it Llama 3. They say it's very intelligent. They say it's trained on more information than previous iterations of this technology. And it's going to start showing up in products that you or I might use every day, things like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger. The way they see this working is kind of like an AI assistant for your social media feed. A sample that they put out shows a guy playing guitar in a video on Facebook. Underneath that video, this Llama 3 assistant exists, and they say, hey, do you want to learn more about how to play a jazz chord on guitar? And then it will give you some more information about that. So that's how they're structuring it, at least in their product portfolio. But, of course, the asterisk, the caveat that goes alongside all these AI systems is they occasionally get things wrong. So it is best to double-check if you're going to talk to one of these things.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I use all four of those that you mentioned, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger. I don't know if I need that, though.
It's a really big moment for Meta and for the AI world, in part because of how popular these products are, right? Because, you know, billions of people around the world use Facebook and Instagram. WhatsApp is really popular, particularly in foreign markets. This is an opportunity for Meta to put its AI know-how in front of eyeballs that would otherwise not see them. But, of course, that comes with a huge amount of risk. We've seen this system go wrong in the past. In fact, most recently, we saw its AI system claim that it had a child with cancer when, in fact, it was not. It's a computer. Of course, it could not have that. And that really was a bad headline for Meta as a result. So these things do still go wrong, despite the fact that they are making some pretty major advancements, something that Meta is going to have to negotiate as these features roll out to its very popular products in the coming days.
Another big one on this Tech Tuesday, Tesla recalling nearly 4,000 Cybertrucks. Isn't that like every Cybertruck the company has sold since it went on sale last year?
It is exactly every Cybertruck they've ever sold is under recall right now, and it has to do with a problem with the accelerator pedal, specifically a cover that goes over this accelerator pedal. That cover could become dislodged. It could pin the accelerator down to the floor in wide-open throttle, essentially, and that's obviously bad. It could result in a loss of control of this 7,000-pound electric pickup truck from Tesla. Tesla does say they have a fix for this if you take it into a shop, or if they could potentially send you a Tesla tech who will drill a rivet into this cover to essentially keep it in place and stop it from moving around. They say that will fix the problem, but this is just the latest black eye from Tesla that we've seen, guys. We've seen them announce major layoffs recently, slash prices across the board, and later today we do expect to get a look at their Q1 earnings, which analysts expect to not be very good. In fact, they expect Tesla to announce its first ever revenue decline in 4 years, if you can believe it.
It is pretty amazing stuff, Mike. I was just doing a quick search online. You can get a used Tesla, their Model 3, which is only a few years old. You could get a 2021, maybe a 2022, for right around $30,000 with a reasonable amount of miles on it.
These price cuts that we're seeing across the board from Tesla are really aimed at competing with an increasingly crowded electric vehicle space. For many years, Tesla dominated electric vehicles, in part because they made nice-looking, semi-luxurious vehicles that had a robust charging network. Well, now BMW, General Motors, Ford, Hyundai, Kia, they all offer robust, nice-looking electric vehicles with, semi-okay charging across the country. So Tesla is really facing this existential moment as their product lineup starts to age. They have introduced the Cybertruck. That is new, but as we're seeing, it does have some fit and finish issues, some reliability issues here. So that's an issue that they're going to have to contend with. Now, Tesla does say they are going to pull the wraps off a new product this summer, a robo-taxi, which is really a big move for the company as they negotiate the next step, moving perhaps away from traditional car manufacturing into a taxi service, this sort of service idea that Tesla has working around. But that also comes with its own host of challenges before it. So pretty critical moment here for Tesla.
Fascinating stuff. ABC's Mike Dabuski. It's Tech Tuesday here on Wisconsin's Midday News. Appreciate it, Mike. Thank you for your time.
Of course, guys. Take care.
Creative Planning presents Rethink Your Money with John Hagenson, Saturday afternoon at 1. At Creative Planning, our advisors will build a financial plan that's custom tailored for you. It will include your investments, insurance, estate plan, taxes, and other personalized elements. Let Creative Planning show you a richer way to wealth. Visit creativeplanning.com. That's creativeplanning.com.
Helping people and families seriously injured in accidents and standing up for victims to take the burden off your shoulders. Let Gruber Law Offices focus on the legal aspect while you focus on healing. It really is just one call, and that's all. With Gruber, family-run business, David has been doing it right in the state of Wisconsin for over 35 years and finding ways to give back to the community. It's really all about family at Gruber Law Offices, making a difference and helping others in the community. That's Gruber Law Offices. Locally known and nationally recognized. Learn more by visiting gruber-law.com. If you are hurt in an accident, you call Gruber at 414-276-6666. Learn more about their firm in addition to what they do in the community. It's Gruber Law Offices.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the need